Hello everybody. In today's video, doing something a little different today from the normal gameplays that I do. And I am going to overall just give my recommendations for PvP. PvP, remember that, before someone in the comments goes, how did you not recommend this or recommend that? But for PvP from the exotic kiosks. This is more for new and returning players, but if you want to hear what I have to say as a veteran, that's cool too. And I do apologize that it's not a gameplay. I'm really busy this weekend because I'm moving, so just trying to get some content out still for you guys. Starting off with the Red War exotics. Sturm, a fantastic exotic for PvP. Even without Drang, it is a fantastic pick. It is an amazing 120 RPM hand cannon, and if you can get the catalyst, it bumps up the stats even more. Fantastic pick. Not the strongest, but really, really good. Mida multi-tool, honestly, there's better scout rifles. It's fun. I like Mida, but honestly not really super necessary. Rat King, very strong sidearm, honestly, if you get a proper build for it. There are better sidearms, but especially if you're playing on controller, it is very strong. Sleeper, it's heavy. For PvP, not really necessary. There are better heavies. Can be fun, but overall not needed. Worldline. Now, Polaris Lance, actually a very strong scout rifle. A 150, so 3 taps to the head. Has very long range. Very good. Very good. Whisper, you can have some fun in 6s with it, but overall, again, wouldn't really care for this one. Outbreak, though it's fun, not the greatest pick in the world. I do enjoy this, and it doesn't feel like it actually has much recoil to it, so it's a very easy weapon to use. So if you're trying to get a feel, maybe your aim isn't the greatest, maybe go for this one, but overall, for PvP, who really cares too much, honestly. Legend Acreus, again, a heavy weapon, can be fun, but not really a need for it. Now going through the Forsaken exotics, Ace of Spades, one of the best exotics in the game. This hand cannon is top tier. Honestly, probably out of every single weapon in this list, the best one to get. Last word, if you're on controller, a fantastic gun. Sidearms probably are better than it, but it still kills really fast. If you hit 3 headshots, amazing. If you are on controller, you can make it work on mouse and keyboard, but honestly, the amount of work that you have to use this gun efficiently is not worth it when every other gun in this game is pretty easy to aim. So, the Monarch, best bow in the game, very strong, very annoying to play against. Not really much to say. I feel like most people know how good this is. And it's also pretty good for PvE too. Very good gun, or bow, I guess. Jotun, more of a meme gun, but it can do some work. It can definitely do some work. I know a lot of people hate it. It's definitely not OP by any means, but it can definitely be annoying to play against. Izanagi's Burden, there are better snipers. Great for PvE. Who really cares for PvP? Some people like it, but eh. Thorn, it's not the best hand cannon in the game, but it is pretty good. And hopefully it's going to be getting a catalyst soon. Hopefully next season. Bungie said that they're giving a catalyst to a gun that a lot of people want. So a lot of people are speculating Thorn. So if it gets a catalyst, especially something that buffs out the range, it will be a fantastic pit. Without the catalyst, it's very good, but definitely there are better. Lumina, it is strong. I think it's definitely a little underrated, honestly. The fact that you can get damage buff, especially if you're on the Warlock exotic boots of the Assembler, I believe they're called. It is actually a pretty good pick. The hand cannon itself is nothing exceptional, but getting that damage buff and giving it to a teammate can be very strong, especially on your team composition. If you're working with somebody, it can be very good. Truth, it's a good rocket launcher for PvP especially, but I wouldn't waste your time with it. Bag Juju can actually be very good in PvP. If you're trying to kill chain, it can be very fun. The damage boost is good. The extra super energy is nice. The archetype isn't the greatest, but if you're running like a Radiant type build, it can actually be fantastic. Anarchy, just don't for PvP. Taraba, it got nerfed a bit ago, but I still think it's a fantastic pick. I made a video of it not too long ago. It is fantastic. Not as good as Immortal, but still very good. Okay, on to the Shadowkeep exotics. Leviathan's Breath, same thing with other heavies, and especially with this one. It can one-shot, it can be kind of fun, but if you're looking for the best options, not the greatest. Ariana's Vow, there's some cheesy kind of builds you can do with it, but overall, not the greatest. Bastion, it was once a very, very good gun. Now it's kind of fallen flat. It's still good, especially for taking out Titan shields, but there are definitely better legendary fusions. Symmetry, actually a very good scout rifle. It is still a scout rifle, so it's going to get outgunned by a lot of different weapons, but I do think this gun is very underrated. If you can get those 2 taps going with the alternate fire mode, it is very strong. Devil's Rune, a very strong exotic. If you can learn when to use that charge, you can melt people and win so many gunfights. It's literally a fusion rifle in the primary slot, which it's so good. It is very good. You got to get used to the way that it shoots a little bit, but overall, fantastic. Tommy's matchbook, kind of whatever. I wouldn't really focus too much on it. There are definitely better auto rifles. Fourth Horseman's, I'm not even going to say anything. Just don't use it in PvP. There's a few crazy people that I'm sure do. Just don't. Wither Horde, very strong pick, actually. I don't think it's broken or anything, but if you stick somebody, they're going down, which can be very annoying. It's great for area denial, and I honestly think Wither Horde is one of the best things you can pair with an SMG. Fantastic gun for PvP as well. Ruined Lethargy, it's a trace rifle. Trace rifles kind of are in an awkward place, but it can be fun. I wouldn't really get it anything more than that. Traveler's Chosen, a very, very, very top tier sidearm. Even on mouse and keyboard, I think this thing is phenomenal. It is great for getting abilities. It feels good. It's great at dueling. Fantastic gun. Amazing on mouse and keyboard, and I'm sure it's even better on controller. Beyond light exotics, Duality, one of the best shotguns in the game. The hip fire is one of the furthest one-hit kill distances in the game, and the slug is fantastic. I love this gun. It is fantastic. Tiku's, I wouldn't really bother for it with PvP. Maybe you can have fun with it. Not that great of a bow. Cryosthesia, fantastic sidearm. If you can get used to the way it shoots, being able to get a kill and free somebody, it can be fantastic. If you get good with this thing, it is fantastic. Lance Driver got nerfed a while ago. It is still pretty good, especially if you can, you know, hit headshots with it, which honestly is still pretty easy nowadays. I still think this thing is very good, and honestly, people should be using it more, but when things get nerfed, people just immediately stop using it, whether it's good or not. Still fantastic. Agar Scepter, again, it's a trace rifle. It can be very strong with the catalyst, but because we get super so slow in PvP, I wouldn't really bother with it. There are better trace rifles to use. Witch Queen Exotics, again, a heavy. We wouldn't bother with Overture. Not really worth it. Trespasser, fantastic sidearm. I honestly feel like this is one of the best feeling sidearms for mouse and keyboard. In particular, I don't know how it is on controller. I don't play controller, but fantastic. Just don't use this thing. Nothing else to say. Just don't use it. Manticore, I actually haven't used it since they buffed the catalyst. I've been looking to try it. I haven't yet, but it is a 900 rate of fire SMG, so it's pretty good. I'm sure when I tried it a couple seasons ago or whenever it came out, it was good, but there are definitely better SMGs. And Lightfall exotics. Quicksilver Storm, it's pretty good. I think it's overall one of the best, if not the best, 72 rate of fire auto rifle, but it's still an auto rifle, still gets gunned by SMGs. But in the future, when range and zoom gets all nerfed and readjusted and whatnot, this thing could probably have a place. This thing, it's not very good. Just leave it at that. There are better bows. And for the legacy gear, just go over that real quick. If you do not have a good shotgun, Felwinter's isn't bad to use. Obviously, at one point, it was at the top of the meta. The handling isn't great. You can obviously run surplus. I would only really run this if you don't have a good shotgun. Adored, overall, good base sniper. There's definitely better, but again, if you're still a newer player or a returning player, still a very solid sniper. Salvo, it can be strong. There's better grenade launchers for PvP. I wouldn't really care too much about it. Null Composure, I wouldn't really use it, but I'm sure there's some fusion rifle connoisseur who really likes it, but there's, again, better. Wouldn't care about this. It's a rocket. Heavy. The shotgun's not very good right now. Hopefully when the 900 or 90 RPMs get a buff, it will be better, but no, it's not very good. It's a machine gun. There's better, but it will do the work. It's heavy. It's a machine gun. It's a grenade launcher. There are better grenade launchers. Wouldn't bother with this one. This thing can actually be really strong in the right build. If you have a void build, it can be very strong. And I like the sight on it. It is actually kind of fun to use. It's a glaive. There are better glaives. I wouldn't bother. Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten kind of paired together. I actually still think they're very good, though they are sunset. They are very good guns, especially if you are on controller. And they can be kind of fun, too. So, if you want to have a little bit of fun and playing in sixes or something, I'd pick them up. They're fun. Redrix, now that, you know, Messenger is a thing and there's other pulse rifle Desperado, I wouldn't bother with this one. Just a waste of materials. Now, the top could still be hilariously, like, good. It's actually funny how good this thing is, even after the nerf. There's just better SMGs now. Recluse has fallen off, but that's okay. It had its time in the sun. The Revoker, they nerfed it a little bit ago, actually, but it's still very good. You can miss 2 shots and get 1 bullet back, so you still fire 3, and then if you get another ammo, you get like it's still very good. And the fact that it has a 35 zoom, it's a high impact sniper. This thing's fantastic. Still, it's not as good as it was, but still great for quick play and comp. You still get more ammo than your regular sniper. Randy's throwing knife. This thing's back in the game, so I don't know why you'd ever pull this from collections. Don't bother. Heavy, but it can be fun. Point of the Stag. It's an alright bow. It can be fun. Breakneck. Now, this is actually a very fun auto rifle. I'm not going to say it's good because it's a 450 auto rifle, but it is a lot of fun. 21% delirium. Not really worth getting. It's a heavy weapon. Hush. Actually can also be kind of fun. Not going to lie. Not good, but fun. Yeah, we're not even going to look at this thing. This thing is so power crept out of the meta. It's not even worth it. Again, with this thing. So power crept. Not worth it. Loaded question. Actually back. So don't get this. Not very good. There are better fusions. This thing is laughably bad. Wendigo, also back. Fantastic pick if you get a new one. This one, not the greatest, but still good. Heavy. It can do the job, but who really cares? And Buzzard, also back, which is fantastic if you get random rolls on it. If you do like the video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it does help out with the YouTube algorithm a lot. And I will be back to my normal gameplays tomorrow in the foreseeable future. Just thought I'd try something a little different. Overall, just testing the water with some other content as well. If you have any questions or anything like that, please leave it down below. And thank you for watching.